So how does your state of mind affect your ability to overcome dyslexia?
Find out today at Dyslexic and Unstoppable.
Hi, it's Dr. Doug Curtis.
And Lucy Curtis from Dyslexic and Unstoppable. Our mission is to help dyslexics rediscover their inner power.
That's right, and as we said in the introduction, I think a lot of what you get out of dyslexia, or what your outcome is, comes from your state of mind towards dyslexia.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we help parents, have the right state of mind towards dyslexia, or empowering state of mind towards dyslexia?
Sure. Well, for me, I think of two things: the way we approach dyslexia, what do we think of it, how we present it to our children, right? So, as I say all the time, everybody is born with a purpose in life, and dyslexia is part of your journey, so embrace it. What is it that it gives you that is a positive thing, right? Regardless of the obstacles along the way, there's something positive with it. So the way a parent approaches it, and parents have tremendous impact on their children, on a reaction or how their child is going to think of something, because it's our own beliefs that we're putting on them, right? And the second thing is thinking that people think that we have to solve everything and fix everything about dyslexia, and I'm like, I got to this point. Yes, it took me a while to get here, but I haven't resolved everything about dyslexia. But I have found ways to cope, and it's more than cope now, is live my life and be successful and be happy regardless of whatever my struggles are. So like sometimes I buy a book, because I still try to read books, and some I can read easily, but sometimes I buy a book and I'm like, oh my gosh, I read the same chapter, not the same chapter, the same paragraph over and over and over, and it's like, I'm not gonna get through this book. So I just, I'll put that book aside, or get the audio book, or just say, okay, this one is not for me, but I don't give up on it, and or I just choose to do something different, that I'm like, okay, I'm not good with this, then I'll have somebody help me with this one, and I'll do something else, but I can still be very successful and live my life, like...
Exactly. And you brought up two things, because I think, our aim is to help parents, and especially the children, right? So in any way, anything, where any human comes into something and approaches something, how you approach it, the way you frame it, already automatically impacts how you do it. So for an adult, right, dealing with dyslexia, the way they frame it, oh my gosh, dyslexia, it's such a burden, I have so much trouble, I can never read and write, then everything they approach comes from that struggle, from that difficulty, and they're less likely to see opportunities, and less likely to, when they have them, think, like, they'll immediately think, oh, that's going to be another struggle, so they won't go through it. Whereas if they think to themselves, in my dyslexia, I have this amazing creative mind, or I have this, I can, a great problem solver, or whatever, then anytime they approach a problem, they say, look at all the other times I succeeded, I can get through this. But because we're dealing with kids, it's so much more powerful. And you kind of said this, but like we always say, the power of words, right? The power of words. The words that we use to describe to our child, it becomes their reality, right? So when we say, you're dyslexic and you've got this amazing gift, they immediately take that on, and then they find more evidence for that, right? So.
Well, it's like all the courses we take, they say, what is stopping you? You're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, you're too thin, you're the wrong color, all these things. Yes, we all have something, right? We have numerous things that we could say, oh my gosh, I could not do that because of all these things. And I just don't believe that. I'm like, okay, so what? Yeah, I'm like this. Find me one human being that is perfect, and I don't...
I don't believe we will, right?
That everybody has something to struggle with, oh no, I'm too tall, no, I'm too short, come on,
Exactly. So, and I think that's a good point. The two things you brought up, one is that your excuse, whatever that is, I'm too tall, I'm too short, I'm too rich, I'm too poor, whatever it is, there's probably somebody with the opposite belief that's using that same belief to disempower themselves, right?
Exactly.
And then they always say, go out and find somebody who has your same, whatever your excuse is, has that excuse and succeeded. I guarantee you'll find 10. Search on the internet.
Exactly.
You'll find 10, 20, 50, 100 people who, even with your excuse, went on to do amazing things. So, anyway, it's just one more way you can help your child be dyslexic and unstoppable. Let us know what you think. Leave us a comment below and visit us at dyslexicandunstoppable.com.
Thank you.
Thanks.